morning. We're doing this again. Apparently, I didn't hear the or hit the record button when we did this the first time. Today, we're starting out with a review on fractions. So you are on page 130 in your workbook. You're starting out at the top where you are drawing a picture that represents 2 3/4. Next, you have some improper fractions, or in other words, fractions greater than 1. So you have to change them into mixed numbers. Make drawings if you have to. Number 3 is telling us that we have money, decimals, and fractions. So you're writing, they're giving you one clue, and you have to figure out what is missing. Notice in our example, we have $4.67, which is pronounced 4 67/100ths. And as a fraction, it is written as 4 67/100ths. Notice the whole number 4. In the bottom, we are adding tenths and hundredths. As you know, dimes look different than pennies, so we need to change our dimes into pennies, which is why we call that the magic zero, because the dimes now have pennies, or they have now been turned into pennies. Add those together. Okay, we'll come back and talk with you when it's time to get to the next couple of workbook pages. Okay, we have been doing some work on page 130. A lot of the students actually went ahead to 131 and 132. But this is what I was telling students to think about. If you have to draw a picture, we see that there's 4, well, it tells you have to draw a picture. You don't have a choice there. So it says to divide your picture into fourths. So we have fourths. It says we have to have 2 whole boxes colored in. And then my numerator tells me I need to have 3 of this one. So you should have a picture that looks similar to this. Those of you at home, if you need to pause right now so you can copy what we drew, do that. And then once you've drawn that and have tried to figure these out, then come back to us. Who can tell me what I have to shade in this row of boxes divided in half? Reese.
One box, another box, and then one of that.
Okay, because it says, it tells us, our numerator says 5 have to be colored in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many whole boxes are colored in? Show me with fingers, everybody. How many whole boxes are colored in? Okay, so it's 2. And how do I write this box as a fraction? Trevor? 1/2. Okay, now we're on to this one. These boxes are divided into 6 parts. It tells me I have to color in how many of the parts?
6,
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many whole boxes are colored in? Show me with fingers, everyone. A couple of people are paying attention. Okay, so we have 1 whole box colored in. How do I tell what that box means in fractions? Reese? 1/6. Okay, looking at this one. It tells us, the denominator tells us our boxes have to be divided into thirds. Our numerator tells us we have to shade in 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many whole boxes are shaded in? Show me with fingers. Okay, better class participation now. Since we have this whole box represented, now what is that box as a fraction, Will?
1/3.
1/3. Looking at our last improper fraction, or our fraction greater than 1, which is why we have to have more than 1 box, it says it has to be divided into eighths. It tells us we have to shade in 12 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many boxes are shaded in? We have 1 whole box shaded in. And how do we represent that box? Trevor?
4/8.
4, it can be 4/8. And it can also be something else. Akaya? 1/2. It can be either one of those. They are equivalent, which is why I wrote it over here with equal signs. Okay, looking at this bottom part, important to understand if you think you're ever going to go shopping without your parents. Some of you thought that was kind of funny. So I am going, okay, so I am going to call sticks, and you have the option of thank you or no thank you to fill these in. So look at all of these. I'm just going to call sticks, and you can come over and write whichever one you want to write in them. Ethan, thank you or no thank you?
No, thank you.
Okay, Grace. Marshall.
Of course.
Oh, we'll put a green one out. We'll put a red one out, and a purple one out. After Marshall, oh, Gabby's not here. David. After David is Reese. Oh, you're going to do this now? After Ethan is Luke.
I feel like it's going to be like the smartest one of ancient history.
5, 1, 0, 0, dash 5. Okay.
Good. Anna, thank you or no thank you? Okay. Phoenix is absent. Addison. Carter, just to let you know, you've got a problem you're going to have to do for number 4. So you get ready. Millie, you are following Addison. Oh, that's the last one. Okay, so Carter's going to come over and do one of them on the bottom. We have 3 others that will have to be done on the bottom. Brooklyn? Okay, here they come. Uh-oh. We forgot our pennies parked on our dollar. Okay. Okay, people, at home, be patient. They can't get back here, so they're gonna just write something down for us. So, Carter's going to do one of them, and then we'll get more people working at this. Okay, so after Brooklyn, we're gonna, Trevor, thank you or no thank you? Okay. Akaya, thank you or no thank you? And Tucker, thank you or no thank you? David's not here. Jacob.
No.
Will. Okay. Okay. Okay, so people at home, you may or may not have already started the next page. We will be getting there. Oh, thank you, Carter. Carter picked this one to do. Oh, you can't see. Okay, so Carter picked the first one. And now we have 3 people that are going to quickly finish the bottom, knowing that we have to change our dimes into pennies. Or in other words, our tenths into hundredths. Remember when that used to be hard?
Yeah.
And it's not anymore.
Yeah, it's like easy.
And it was good to see that nobody mixed up dimes and pennies, because I want you to think about this. If I'm talking about 1 dime plus 39 pennies, it's not 40, is it? No. I'm glad to see everybody did that correctly. Now, those of you at home, we are going to get to this next page. You will have some time to work on this, but we have some other things we're going to work on first. I need everybody to get their, I need you to get your notebook out and turn to this page from yesterday. For some of you, I gave you a new page that you can glue in your book. So we're working on this page from yesterday. Remember, we're going to turn it like this, because we're practicing our large numbers. Does anybody else need a better copy of this, because yours is messy and kind of hard to read? I got a few extra copies of what I have in my book. Does anybody else need one? Okay, yesterday we worked on 2 numbers. Today I am going to give you a number.
555.
So our number for today, to see if we can get it in the right place. Let's see if you can do this. Eventually I'm going to say the number. I'm not going to write it down. So today's number is Can you see that? I didn't put commas in it. Can you figure it out? Okay, I see people have already opened their books up because they're waiting for their classmates, so. Because there's a few that they talk if they're not reading, so they read while they wait. And we become strict in our extra talking. Oh dear. I did not, Jacob had a pretty good technique. I was watching Jacob write his down. It was a pretty good technique.
I got the 2.
Oh, it looks like Micaiah has the same technique Jacob does.
Yeah, there's time. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So how did we do? Who thinks they can pronounce this number?
Oh, not me.
I think somebody needs to pronounce it for us.
No, how about the scientists?
Okay. Marshall, are you brave? Oh, right, Marshall's no longer brave. Luke is really super brave. So Luke,
Where are we gonna get the 472,072 and 11 hundredths?
472,072 and 11 hundredths. Now I saw Jacob get his tenths and hundredths down, and then he, to make certain he did it correctly, went backwards. That works. So now that I have this one down, Jacob was a little nervous. I'm sorry about picking on Jacob, but he was a little nervous about this. So Jacob, watch how we read this. Okay? Do you see where my comma is, Jacob? Come right over here. You're going to learn something. Oh, darn, learning stuff. That's bad. Come here, Jacob. I see this comma. So that means I am going to pronounce those 3 digits together. What is that?
4. What's 3?
The 3 purple ones.
472.
And now, do you see what's right here? So say 472,000. Now say this next part.
72 ones.
72. And that's and. Say this number. 11 hundredths. Just like that.
Okay.
Okay. So our comma goes right there. Okay. Yesterday I handed out a paper that looks like this. Some of you really like those papers. And you thought it made life much easier. I want you to turn to your next empty page. So you turn to your next empty page. I gotta zoom up here. You've got this out. If you don't have it out, get it out. Not everybody has one of these. Those of you who are reading, please put your book away. And we're going to do some rounding again. Everybody puts their book away. Get your paper out. You need a piece of paper, next empty page. All books are put away. And we have the number, how about 52? 52 rounds to what? You can use this to help you. 52 rounds to what? Ethan, write 52 down on your paper. Jacob, what's it round to?
50.
Oh, hey, that worked out really slick. Okay. Let's do a different number. How about 28? What does 28 round to? Emmett. Figure out where 28 would be. 30. Okay. I am looking at number 11, Marshall. Where does that round to? Find it on your paper. 10. Ethan, I am looking at the number 77. Where does that round to?
77 rounds to 80.
80. Okay. How about 64? What does that round to? Jacob.
60. 60.
Okay. How come isn't anything rounding to like 65 or 75? Why isn't that happening?
It doesn't work like that.
Okay, Luke says it doesn't work like that, so now Luke's going to explain.
Okay, so let's show it.
Okay,
So like for 64 would be like right here. That actually goes down to 60. It's close.
so are you saying you can't stay on the top of the hill?
Yep.
Okay.
Only if you're on like 65 or 75 or 85.
So what does?
If you're on 65, you go to 70.
Okay. So he says if you're at 65, you go to 70. What about if you're at 35? What does 35 round to?
25.
Emmett. 35. Where does it round to?
35. 35.
Rounds to. I think I heard you say this.
30. You said 30.
40. Okay, because you slide downhill. It's like you always slide. You always slide. Okay, so you slide this way. You slide this way. Unless you're at, whenever you get to that top of the hill, you go this way. Okay, can we use this thing to figure out numbers like 132?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
How would I use it to figure out how to round to 132? Jacob.
You just go to the other side and use 32.
Oh, he says that you just have to find 32. So 32 is here.
14.
And it goes to what?
It goes to 30.
30. So it's 130. Okay, because this is rounding to, notice this, these are all tens. All of those are tens. We're rounding to the nearest 10. I'm going to give you a page now that is going to help you round to the nearest 10, and this one looks different than what you've been working on. So you have 27, it rounds to. 73 rounds to. So you can see that they have all of our halfways marked. If that is a little hard to use, you can always go back to using this. People at home, I'm going to pause because you don't need to listen to us getting things passed out. You will have this worksheet attached to your lesson. Okay.
I don't think you paused it.
Did you double check?
It was paused. I knew it was.
Uh-oh.
It was paused.
It was paused. Okay, I'm having issues with operating the pause button today, people. Okay, we just did this. We walked through this. The different students talked about their strategies. Some people would look, because we can't add 3 numbers at one time. It's impossible. Our brains can't do it. So you find 2, and then you get those added together. Then you do the next one. So we came up with 7 plus 9 is 16. So we carried the 10. They looked at it. We have the 10 plus the 30 plus the 60, or in other words, 1 plus 3 plus 6, coming up with another 10. So we carried that, which is actually 100. Put that in the hundreds column. We have a 1, a 5, a 2, a 1. They added it all up. We came to that. Then I told everybody you're going to be working on this, and we're going to pause it, and magically when you come back, it's going to be completed.
Hopefully you actually paused this time.
Okay, we're back. You're going to see the answers for the 2 pages you were supposed to do in class. Here we have this top part rounded to the nearest 10. This bottom part rounded to the nearest 100. You saw that? Then on this page, just following the directions, what digit is it referring to? Write your numbers. Okay, that's all for today. Bye.